Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Hope you're paying attention to that situation, because that's pretty knuckin' futz. Not just the movie. I'm talking about the star going dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and everybody's like, WTF, OMG. Alright, so I would like to, because I think the last video I made was like sometime in the middle of December, been a little bit here. I'd like to pat myself on the back. While I have not been perfect, I've been pretty damn close. So in case you're new to my channel, I came out month after month last year, and I said, I don't care what China's saying, I don't care what Trump is saying, I don't care. There's no trade deal coming this year, and Trump every month, every day on Twitter. Oh, it's right around the corner. Trade deal's coming right around the corner. We're going to have it this week, and we're going to have it soon. It's done. It's coming right around the corner. And I said month after month, no, it's not, guys. No, it's not. Xi Jinping's lying. Trump's lying. It ain't coming. It ain't coming until January, around January 12th, which would be the Saturn and Pluto conjunction. And wouldn't you know it, it happened January 15th, 3 days after I said it was. So documented fact, I told the truth more than Trump did last year. Just in that. Documented fact. Now, while I was mistaken because I said I thought something with maybe a currency reset would happen or an assassination would happen. Nope, nothing like that happened, did it? Oh, wait a minute, an assassination happened on the 3rd. I even said a Friday. I have videos where I talk, literally, and the title is Friday, or I've done at least two, because one was Friday, one was more Friday, because I quoted the X-Files episode, talking about how we should be looking at Friday, and I picked out Christmas Day this year, because that's on a Friday, and now 9/11, which also is Patriot Day, I think, this year, is a Friday. So let's take a look there. That'll be interesting to see, if anything. And wouldn't you know it, it literally happened. So I called, and this is in that last video. Get ready for 2020. 22, kill or be killed. I said, look for an assassination. And somewhere between the 10th and the 12th. And it happened on literally the Friday before I was off by 1 week. The stock market was and I'm not kidding. You can see that in my last video too. I nailed that. I told you exactly where it was going to go. I said it's not going to go any higher than, it's going to maybe kiss 29, maybe. And it'll come right back down right before that middle of January. And that's exactly what happened. I called that shit, but to the point. All right, I even had someone, this is a true story, I had someone on Facebook who's been watching me for a while. They literally, I don't hear from them hardly ever. They literally sent me a message and said, Tony the Prophet. They literally called me the Prophet. That's great. I'm not right about everything, and it wouldn't matter if I was. Because then you would still point your finger at me. Well, you cuss. Because, excuse me, see, I'm getting all worked up. Because listen what you're saying right now. First, that's how I know you're not doing any of the work you need to do on yourself. Because you're saying, I don't like what you're saying. It's not your actions. It's not your actions. It's what you're saying. It's what you're telling me that bothers me. It's what you're saying that's hurting my feelings. Not your actions. It's not what you're doing. No. I don't care about that. It's what you're saying. Even though Jesus himself said, I don't come in lofty speech. So it wouldn't matter if I got everything right. This is, seriously, I pretty much, some of the biggest events in history now, I was off by a week on. And the other one by 3 days, and nailed the stock market. So I'm going to tell you some more about what I think, and I'm going to tell you something that nobody catching up on any of this shit, and I don't know why. It's very obvious and very important that you tie this to Kobe Bryant, the coronavirus, all this shit together, because it's talking about the exact same thing. This is that you're living out the book of Revelation, you're living out judgment, you're living out sun worship. So since I've called this guy from the start, I've told you his name is Trump. His first name is Donald. Dawn. That word literally means judgment. All right? Trump. Trumpets of revelation. Judgment. Apocalypse, which just means the lifting of the veil. It doesn't mean death and destruction. But it does in the Bible. Revelation. All that stuff is what his mom's name is Mary. His dad's middle name is Christ, people. It's not that hard to put together. So here it was, like I made countless videos like many others in 2017 telling you, look, here they are telling you, Planet Trump, judgment on even America. Even look where his feet are. He's judgment. All right, so whenever they killed this guy, right on the conjunction, a week before, this dude's name, Soleimani, means son. His name is Son of Man, people. That's what this guy's name means. Son of Man. And how do we know that? Because he was also killed with Abu Mahdi. Alright, well, who is Mahdi? The Mahdi, meaning the guided one, is the Redeemer of Islam, who according to Islamic traditions will appear and rule for 5, 7, 9, or 19 years before the day of judgment. And the Mahdi will arrive with Jesus. Who was Jesus? The Son of Man. Do you get it? And all this happens in Judgment, the Trumpets of Revelation, or the End of Days. Comedy Central Scrubs Legends episode that was called The End of Days, where Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash. It's not that hard to put together. And corona, that word means the sun. That is the sun. It is the outermost region of the sun's atmosphere, and it's plasma. So what they're also telling you is that there's some huge... The solar flare's coming. I don't know when it's going to happen. It's going to be this thing's going to shoot plasma like it has before, and it's going to hit shit. That's going to be huge, and it's also the doorway, and that's going to open the Stargate, all of that shit. All right, now I got to pause it for a second to get my thoughts together. This is known as the Messiah. Look at this, man. This show, Messiah, came out January 1st, 2 days before the Son of Man was assassinated. And this all happened in Iraq, and the Prime Minister of Iraq, his name is also Mahdi. This is sun worship. And here's this, we are headed into solar cycle 25. Because the sun's polarity is flipping, the magnetics are flipping just like everywhere else. And here's a fun song from back in 2017 called Melatonin Magic. Got nothing to do with pride. You must realize few of us will be alive by solar cycle 25. And Judgment, that's the 4 horsemen, people. That's 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, the book of Revelation. That's pestilence, hello, coronavirus. That's famine, hello, the crops being destroyed by the locusts and the weather. That's war, hello, the assassination of Khomeini and this whole Arab Spring, European summer, fall of America, American fall, nuclear winter that's coming. And here's something else, more of the sun stuff. It's sun worship. This coronavirus, it's all the sun. It's all coming through from the sun. It all has everything to do with it. We're in solar minimum right now. Look how quiet. They said the sun is it's the quietest it's been in 200 years. We're in a solar minimum. That's a normal cycle of the sun. Solar minimum, solar maximum. Look how few sunspots the sun has had on it in this cycle. It's insane. All right, now look. This is from a big fancy pants paper that came out June 23rd, 9/23/2017. It involved University of Buckingham, Sri Lanka, Australia. Big time shit here. It is the sunspot minima that we must turn to seek a possible explanation of the onset of pandemics. Sunspot minima are characterized by a weakening of the interplanetary magnetic field near the Earth, which allows for the entry of galactic cosmic rays as well as electrically charged bacteria and viruses to the Earth. I'm one of the few channels that's been pounding on this solar minimum and the cosmic rays. I told you all this flooding was coming years ago. I told you this. And not just me, many of us. In the methane that's been skyrocketing, this place is going to just shake and bake and rattle and roll. It's going to be nuts. When GCRs collide with the atmosphere, they produce a cascade of secondary particles, including neutrons and muons that continue to penetrate the atmosphere. All right, now listen to this. This is where it gets great. The final descent phase through the troposphere would be most controlled by meteorological events. It is also of interest to note that the first descent of viral-sized particles deposited in the atmosphere will occur at places where the stratosphere is thinnest, and by this argument, populated areas of China lying eastward of the Himalayan mountain range would present the best candidates. It is therefore not surprising to find that the first strikes of new or renewed viral diseases are often recorded in China. This is just cycles that people they don't know this. The average, and they don't care. And so they're capitalizing on this by scaring the shit out of you. And everyone should have saw this coming. Bill Gates said back in 2018, we should prepare for these viruses like we prepare for war, because doesn't he have a patent for this? So he's like, yo, y'all better stop me before I do something. But too bad the Super Bowl was on, or Netflix got some cool shit. Whatever, so nobody did, and now here we are. Pestilence. And here's this Book of Revelation movie that came out in 2014, the History Channel. And I don't know, I'm just saying, this is what happened in that movie. So if you say, Well, because what they did is they took the Book of Revelation and just made it a mini series. So I know I watched it myself. It's not entirely biblically accurate about what happens, but I'm just telling you, this is what they portrayed in the movie. In the movie, both the president and vice president, they die from this disease, from this pandemic. And then, what they don't tell you here, another man came into office, but the guy that came into office after the president and vice president of the United States are killed by this pandemic, the guy from the head of FEMA takes control of everything. And he gets an on-camera vaccination, which is all bullshit. So the point I'm trying to make is whether it's this coronavirus or not, there will be another pandemic if it's not this one. There is a forced vaccination that's coming. And it probably has nanobite shit in it for 5G and all this kind of what have you, I would imagine. I know you don't want to hear this stuff, but look at my track record. I'm not right about everything. I was wrong about the solar flare. I'm just early. I thought the solar flare was going to happen in September 23 of last year. It didn't. Okay, sorry. I thought Cassini was going to go off in 2017 when it was flung into the sun. It didn't. Sorry. But look how deadly. I just had a friend a couple months ago tell me, the last 2 years of your videos have been sick, man. I've never seen anything so accurate. And I even so, if you've just be nice to each other and be nice to yourself. That's all you got. Then believe in yourself. I've been telling you for years, believe in your family, your mother, your father, your brother. We know this stuff's coming through because you have this. Bizarre particles keep flying out of Antarctica's ice. Mysterious particles spewing from Antarctica defies physics. Strange particles found in Antarctica cannot be explained because this shit's coming through, man. This shit's coming through. This is all starting 2018. We've been in the solar minimum for years because as these galactic rays and particles come in, as stuff comes in, stuff is coming out. It's an exchange. And this shit's warming up. It's melting, which is releasing what's really in there, in this ice wall that surrounds this place because, believe it or not, I believe that we are living on the backs, shoulders of giants. Living dead things, pretty much. But yeah. So I kind of feel, hopefully you get that. And real quickly, one more thing. This guy here, creator of U.S. Bioweapons Act, says coronavirus is biological warfare weapon. Dr. Francis Boyle, who drafted the Biological Weapons Act, has given a detailed statement admitting that the 2019 Wuhan coronavirus is an offensive biological warfare weapon. All right, now listen to this real quick. He believes the virus is potentially lethal. Oh, and by the way, Illinois, gotta love that, my home state. He believes the virus is potentially lethal and an offensive biological warfare weapon or dual-use biowarfare weapons agent genetically modified with the gain of function properties, which is why the Chinese government originally tried to cover it up and is now taking drastic measures to contain it. Listen, just genetically modified. Now I'm going to play this video, so I'm going to leave you with. This came from 2010. Look at this. This is from 2010. All right? Genetically modified. Just listen to this guy. This is pretty sweet. I'll put the link below. I think I covered everything. Yeah. Oh, and there was even like a Netflix pandemic show that came out around the time of all this shit. It's just all one big ritual, people. Kobe Bryant, and his name Kobe means Japan, so it makes you wonder if something else as big is going to come out of there. Yep, sun worship, all that. It's all a plan, and I don't know why it being random. So you got two things to believe: either it's random or it's not. And somehow it being just randomly, this shit all happening is more comforting than it being a plan. I don't understand that. That's why they're called planets, or it's all a plan. All right, big day coming up next Friday. All right, it's my day, because 2 sevens make a 14 after all. So let's just be nice to each other. Love is all that we got. Earth is an anagram for heart. So it's my day. I'd really appreciate it if you would just be nice to each other. Thank you very much. Check this guy out. 2010. Pretty neat. Look, here's the thing, too. I just want to put this out there. If you can't show me this stuff on your social media, I'm not interested in listening to you. Okay, I've got a video from 2018 telling you to look out for the week of April 15th because bad shit goes down in April. Give you, now I wasn't just talking about 2018. That's why I listed what Waco and Columbine and Boston bombing. I wasn't just saying about 2018 yearly, including this year. Specifically, this first and second week of April this year looked like they could be potentially huge. And then literally, I mean, the video says 415-ish. And then 2019 last year, 415, Notre Dame burns down. I told you, whenever this impeachment, because that's how it's, whenever this impeachment, how about that even? Whenever this impeachment, because then people thought I was crazy even saying that. Whenever this impeachment of Donald Trump starts, which I said back in 2017, videos there too. Whenever it starts, it'll start around October. It started September 24th. That was a week off. Now you have the week off the assassination. You have 3 days off of the trade deal being signed. You have nail in the stock market. So if you can't do this shit, if you can't show me this on your own social media posts, I have no desire to listen to you. It's not an ego thing. It's just that everyone, people screw with me on here. They have for years. I don't know what everyone's got some kind of, they got something to say, and it's not ever really all that supportive. A few people have been, that's true. There have been a few, and I really greatly appreciate them. But for the most part, it's been people playing head games, people pretending to be someone from my past life, like just weird shit. So if you can't show me this shit, then don't talk to me. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm a good person. I'm just trying to be nice and help. But I don't need to be messed with. I don't need to be lied to. YouTube's a weird place, man. You know, now there's up to like, after last year, July, I found another one. There's like 4 or 5 different people on here who call themselves God and really believe it. One of them, this is a true story. And I'm sorry to be gross and graphic, but I'm just trying to show like how gross she is. There's a woman on here who claims that she is and this is what she says, word for word. She says, I'm the only one that knows how to make the Father come. And she's serious. This isn't a joke. Like, she really believes it, just like all the other ones do. It's like, first of all, if you say that, you're really confused about who you're talking about. And second, gross. So that's just where I'm at. That's just where I'm at. I want to help everybody. I love you guys. I do. And ladies, I really wish I could help more. You know, there's even a dude on here that says himself, all I'm ever trying to do is a really popular channel too. Big channel, pretty good size, way bigger than mine. So all I've ever tried to do is get people to work together, and I can't. Yeah, me either, man. Me either. Because nobody cares. Because one of 3 things is going to happen. You're going to be raptured out of here. Trump's going to save you. Or the earth is flat, so who literally cares about anything? So this puts you in a weird place. I just wish someone would, I wish you understood what it was like to be me. Really, I'm glad you don't, though. I'm glad you don't. All right, I got to rant a little bit, though. This is like my therapy. So I'll shut up. This is 2010. You're going to love this. Take a listen.
And then the next thing that happens in this chess game that's being played is that biological weapons are released on China. You heard this being discussed in this meeting. They will release a flu-like virus that will be genetically targeted against the Chinese population. It's racially targeted against the Chinese people. It's designed to spread like wildfire and to knock out a large number of the Chinese people.
Right, because few realize that not many will be alive by solar cycle 25 or whatever that dude says. You know, you heard that racism thing. Now this is straight from Zero Hedge. February 2nd, this is a headline I'm reading straight from Zero Hedge. I am not a virus. Outbreak leads to shocking rise in racism towards Asian people. So I'll put this link below. Just listen to those 30 seconds I just played you. It's unbelievable, 2010. I do appreciate you watching.